Hi, this is Robert Clark from LucidPoint, and today we're doing the Q&A, answering some of the questions that arose during the Advisors for Advisors Office 365 webinar that was held on April 22nd, the subject of which was calendars in Office 365 and how advisors can use calendars, all the different calendaring functions in Office 365 effectively for their practice. So one of the questions that came up was around Link and Skype for Business. And as we mentioned, Link is being upgraded to Skype for Business. And I'm showing here two different calendar ribbons. This is in Outlook, right? This is in your desktop Outlook. The two different calendar ribbons. The current one right here that shows Link, the Link meeting, and once you get the upgrade, once Link is converted to Skype for Business, this is the ribbon, and you can see the only difference is these two icons have changed. So Link is being upgraded to Skype for Business. That upgrade began in the middle of April, and it is expected to roll out over the next, now at this point, the next 4 weeks or so throughout May, as the upgrade rolls out across the Office 365 universe. If you don't have it yet, you will get it soon, and there is nothing you need to do to get Skype meeting into Outlook. Once it populates, once you're upgraded, it will appear here automatically. The next set of questions were on adding shared calendars to Outlook and how to use them and how to enter appointments on them and whether or not you needed to enter things in two places or not. So let's tackle those one at a time. And first, we're going to add a shared calendar. And as you can see, if you look on the lower left-hand side, then I'm on the Calendar tab of Outlook, the desktop version of Outlook. So I'm going to bring my mouse down. I'm going to mouse over Shared Calendars. I'm going to right-click. I'm going to select Add a Calendar or Add Calendar. Go down and select Open Shared Calendar. And this little dialog box pops up. I'm going to enter the name of the shared calendar, and the one we're going to enter is called Sales, and click OK. All right, and now that's as simple as that. We've added the Sales shared calendar to our desktop version of Outlook, and there you can see it on the right hand side, and you can see that it already has some appointments or meetings already populated in there. Now Outlook has this cool function called the overlay function, and if you look up at the tab here for Sales, there's a little left hand arrow, and it says, if you mouse over it or hover, it will say View in Overlay Mode, and I'll click on that. And this puts the two calendars on top of each other. So you get a good view of what you have and what time is open and what time is booked. And you can sort of go from there. So to answer the question, do you need to put them in two places? No, you do not. Put them in the calendar that makes the most sense, your own calendar for your own things, team or shared appointments in the shared calendar, and view them in the overlay mode. All right, so you can see that I could add, I'm on the Sales calendar here, I could add something at 8:30 and be confident that I won't have a conflict because I can see that my shared calendar item begins at 10 on Thursday. All right, now let's move this back out of overlay mode and into side-by-side mode. Okay. Now, the other thing that people asked was, are there any pearls of wisdom for using calendars in a solo practice? And one that I really like is categorization. And that's categorizing by color, because that gives you the ability to see what type of appointment you have at a glance. And you don't have to read it, you can just tell by the colors whether or not you've got time available or there's some flexibility. Works really well if you block time. If you're the type of person who blocks time for, say, office hours, or you're blocking time to focus on a certain recurring function, that's a great way to do it. And as you look at the Sales calendar here, we see we've got things like marketing time, distribution time. These are clearly just time that's blocked out to work on marketing, right? So another way, but it kind of blends in. You don't know what's important, what isn't. So let's do the Sales meeting, for example. Let's click on that. And I can do two things. I can go up here to the ribbon and select Categorize here, or I could also right-click on the meeting itself. And here's the categorization function, right? So let's I'm going to turn this into a red sales meeting. Okay, now I can see at a glance that this meeting is a sales meeting and there's really not a lot of flexibility here. But how about marketing time? Although marketing is very, very important. If there was a client issue or a client meeting or an opportunity to close some business, you might bump this. So let's categorize this one. I'll right click on marketing time, change categorization, and let's make this yellow. Okay. Now, this is a recurring meeting, and you can tell, or a recurring appointment, and you can tell that by the little circle, recurrence, those circles in the lower right-hand corner. So by changing one to yellow, I changed them all to yellow. And now, when I look at this, let's go back to overlay mode. When I look at this at a glance, I can see that, okay, if I really needed to do something here, let's go on Friday the 1st between 3:30 and 4:30. Technically I could move that if I had a great client meeting that I could go to. So that's it for the Q&A this month. I hope you enjoyed that. We were able to go into some of the functionality in a little more detail. I want to remind you that the Advisors for Advisors webinar series occurs every month, and we talk about Office 365, and we're pretty detailed on how it can help an IA really improve their practice with this very powerful tool from Microsoft.